Hello Internet! Shalthis here, and it's time for another episode of ShoutStone. I'm bringing you another Shoutcast from the Hearthstone Beta. This time I borrowed this from a friend of mine's stream, with his permission of course. My friend Viper, and he is graciously given of this game. So we're just going to hop right into action. Let's get to it right now. It is...
gul'dan versus Uther!
Yeah, gul'dan versus Uther. Let us begin the game. The only way I know how. By watching it. Because, you know, if you don't watch the game, you'll have no idea what's going on. So we are looking at Warlock, Paladin action. Very exciting. I expect to see many demons, possibly many shields, maybe some healing now and then. Anyway, Blood Imp, first card put into play. Very useful card that boosts all your minions' health by 1, and it's also stealth, so it can't be targeted by direct spells or attacked directly, but it can be affected by AoE. So that is something to keep in mind. Oh, gul'dan. He'll come in handy later. Flame Imp, a very valuable, low-cost minion, but it does take 2 of your health. But, you know, for a Warlock, that's nothing. For anybody, really, that's nothing. If I could have a minion that would cost me 1 mana, but take 2 of my health and be a 3-2, or in this case a 3-3 because it's getting buffed, then I would certainly take it. Pretty basic play coming in right now. Got that, grunt coming in. Quick buff to the Flame Imp. Now it's 5-5. Gonna take that taunt minion out. And I don't think he's gonna attack with the Blood Imp. Try to keep it stealth. Stealth does break when it is when it attacks, basically. So you'll want to kind of avoid that. But something like Consecration could take it out. It is not immune to AoE. But that's okay. And for a Grizzly, gonna come out to replace the Fallen Orc. But things are still very much in the developmental stages of this game. Acolyte of Pain, big fan of that card. And with the extra buffed health effects, he could just... I mean, I don't know if he wants to... Yeah, he's going to take that Grizzly out at the cost of his Blood Imp, or Flame Imp, excuse me. But it's okay, because right now that little Acolyte of Pain is buffed up pretty nicely. He could just use it to attack the gnome there. Just nail that Novice Engineer a few times, and every time he gets hurt, he'll draw an extra card, so great way to replenish the hand. And another Grizzly to kind of kick that idea right in the butt. So, it's going to need something a little better to hopefully take that Grizzly out. It's like a TGrimace is the name of the Paladin player. Corruption put on the Iron for Grizzly, and a Knife Juggler thrown into play, so on the next turn that bear will die. Hopefully it takes something out with it. Or does damage to gul'dan. Whichever the Paladin player feels is a little more useful of a play here. Probably taking out that Knife Juggler, it can be quite a pain, especially in the early goings, and just to have that little extra bit of damage that flies around. And Mogushen Warden to kind of counteract everything. But yeah, it looks like he is going to take out that Knife Juggler. And Corruption is unnecessary. Would have been really handy at this point, but you know, gotta pick your moments. And Corruption's a really good spell to hold on to for possibly like the late game. Something where you're going to get some really big minions on the field. And less for the mid to early game, because you're just kind of burning it on, you know, cheaper minions. Things like that, Sap and Execute, all those sorts of, like, you know, insta-kill type abilities are really useful. So here's a good one. Now he's going to use that Acolyte of Pain to just kind of whittle away at that taunt minion. And again, he's only going to eat 1 damage every turn, so it's a great way to kind of earn cards and be a pretty effective card battery. Of course, anything like Blessing of Might could suddenly turn that idea right on its head, but it's still kind of useful.
Handle it!
Well, Raid Leader, that kind of puts a kink in the plans a little bit. You know, it takes that 1 damage minion. Oh, and, well, another Raid Leader kind of kills the whole idea of making it a card battery, but quick attack by the Engineer, another attack by that guy, whose card name I just simply can't remember right now, because you have to bear with me. It's kind of late at night. I'm not so good at remembering words and things like that. But alright, anyway, going back to Viper. So he's got a couple of Voidwalkers he's sitting on, which are pretty durable taunt minions. You can get those put out in play, and so he's going to do an Imp Master instead. That minion can be kind of handy because every time every turn, it takes 1 point of damage and burns out another minion. So he could throw the Acolyte of Pain into the taunt minion. It'll only deal 1 point of damage, but it will kill it. And he can do the same thing with his 5/5 minion and not kill it, but then take that taunt minion out of play. Well, he's going to take Drain Life. Fortunately, he doesn't have the mana for it, and he's not actually going to attack this turn. But 1 imp is in play. So initial attack's going to have to focus on that Voidwalker, and is at least going to take 2 minions to take it out if he does decide to focus that on. So that's a pretty good strategy. And he is sitting on that other Voidwalker, which will be nice for the next turn, if he decides to go that route, or depending what draw he gets. Illidan, still an effective card to play at some point, if he decides to do that. And that Stormwind Champion can really make the next turn a lot more interesting. But it all comes down to what survives after this turn. Alright, so he does take out the taunt minion with his taunt minion, which is now buffed to 4/6, or 4/5, excuse me. And the damage is incoming. This is not looking very good for Viper right now.
What you want?
And another taunt minion into play. Yeah, these taunt-heavy decks, I mean, they're very effective, and they're very frustrating to play against. But the problem is that they're very effective, so, you know, what do you do? And Divine Shield being thrown on that minion, and Humility to take out the only minion that could have taken it down. This is looking very good for TGrimace. But, yeah, it's not looking very good right now. All of those minions only have 1 attack, and that's not enough to take, well, anything out. So, does have that Archer Commander, can buff things up with that Stormwind Champion. It looks like he's going to throw that Acolyte of Pain away to get a Mana Addict. Probably not the exact card that he wanted at this point in turn. But, you know, sometimes take what you can get, I suppose. Really have no other choice. Life tapping's a bad idea at this point, but then again, really anything is a bad idea at this point. He just does not have the minions or really anything to effectively take anything out. It's going to cost him 2 minions if he wants to take that, well, it won't cost him 2 minions. He'll have to attack with 2 minions to take that other taunt minion out. But it's not looking good. Well, another imp hits the field. Still has that Voidwalker up, and it can be claimed by pretty much any minion, so it's pretty much GG at this point, unfortunately. It's just tough when you're dealing with that high volume of minion attacks to really, you know, really counteract it. There's just really no response to it. And, you know, right cards at the right time. A lot of that is what that comes down to, is just getting the right cards at the right time. But that is going to do it for this episode of Shoutstone. I will be back tomorrow, as always, with more. Don't forget that every Friday will be our episodes of Arena Time. You'll see me try to tackle the arena, or I will tackle the arena. You'll see me try to succeed, but it probably won't happen, so don't get your hopes up. I'm also going to be debuting a new thing to the show soon. I don't know when, but it's going to be called the Cooldown, and I'm basically going to be playing something that's not Hearthstone. And that'll happen once every week or 2 weeks or whatever, I don't know. It may just happen irregularly whenever I feel like it. Depends on how well it's received, but I did a survey and a lot of people seem to be open to the idea of a kind of semi-regular show on this channel that did something other than Shoutstone, or other than Hearthstone. So, sounds good to me. But anyway, like I said, that is going to do it for this episode of Shoutstone. Don't forget that if you really like this video, please click the like button and subscribe if you want to be notified of our daily updates, which happen every single day. And, of course, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description below. Leave a comment if you want, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time.